I think it's become pretty clear that technology has entered the game of baseball and it's progressing at a very rapid pace. Those that aren't willing to accept and implement that new technology are those that are ultimately going to fall behind. And I think this is a really huge step forward for the baseball community, as more tech will allow us to more accurately measure the things that we're trying to improve. If we look back throughout the course of history, figuring out how to measure something has never been a bad thing, because what that measurement allows us to do is take this subjectivity out of it and look at it through an objective lens, which is always a better process to go through when trying to make improvements, whether it's in baseball or in anything else. So what we're doing with the integration of blast motion into our training system is simply providing us with another tool to quantify what we're seeing in a player's swing. The nice thing about working with Blast is they've already had the opportunity to work with hundreds of athletes and tested these metrics that they collect, so we know where those normal ranges are. So when we get our new athletes and we put them through our screen, which will include the information from the blast motion sensor, we'll be able to see which metrics they're not in that normal range in. And based upon that, we'll be able to prescribe specific hitting protocols that will then address those deficiencies. For us, it's simply a process of elimination. You know, guys that are perfect aren't going to be coming to us for training. We're going to be getting those guys that recognize there's an area of their game that's a weakness and they want to improve that there, right? So what we're trying to do is take the area of weakness that provides the greatest opportunity for growth, correct that first, and then work our way down to the finer details the further along the athlete gets. Something I'm excited about within the integration of the blast motion sensor into our training system is that each athlete is going to be getting their sensor for good. It would be easier and, quite frankly, more profitable for us to require our athletes to send the sensors back to us, but I just don't feel that's the correct way for this to be done, right? I want the athletes to understand the technology, to educate them on how to use that, so that even if life happens and they're not able to continue training with us, they still have that developmental tool with them that they can use. Ultimately, you know, I hope that this is just step one in a process of bringing better and better tech directly to our athletes, right? It's one thing for a training facility to have tech and to offer that to their athletes. It's quite another for the athlete to have that tech and to understand how to use it. So as a remote training provider, it's important that we take that tech and figure out the best way to integrate it into the athlete's training without having that facility and that athlete to coach connection that we otherwise might have. The best coach, the best system, you know, is one that can take their athletes and educate them so well that they can exist and even thrive without them, right? So it may sound counterintuitive for me to say that that's our goal, you know, to educate these athletes enough that they don't need us. But I think in a bigger picture type way, that's what we should be shooting for, right? Because the more people that understand this stuff and can integrate it into their game, the more the game of baseball is going to be moved forward. And I think, you know, the more people that have that mission in this game, the better it's going to turn out for all of us.